The harsh reality of starting an Amazon FBA business is that most people will fail, but lucky for you, that is completely avoidable, especially after you implement everything we're going to talk about in today's video. In fact, I recently saw a statistic that said that the vast majority of new Amazon sellers end up failing within the first year of their business. But now that I've personally sold over $5 million on the platform and helped thousands of other Amazon sellers find success, I've been able to figure out why that is. And so let's jump into the computer and solve that problem so that you can become a profitable Amazon seller. Starting with the bare basics, the real reason why a lot of people fail at Amazon is because they're not taking the simple route of selling name brand product that already sell, right? So this example here, we can buy this pair of pants from Walmart for about 10 bucks, and we can sell this exact same pair of pants for almost $25 on Amazon. See, this sells over 500 times a month. We make a little over $3 every time it sells, and we can use this to generate a ton more profitable opportunities. And even if you were already smart enough to know that selling name brand stuff on Amazon is the way to go, there's still some more hidden reasons why a lot of people end up failing on Amazon, and we're going to break those down today, of course, as well. But I want to come across those secrets naturally, so in order for us to get there, let's start with the main problem that basically every Amazon seller has. It's that I can't find products, right? I've definitely been there. It took me quite a while to find my first profitable Amazon products, but after you do exactly what I'm about to show you, it's going to be a lot simpler, right? So once we've gone to one of these brands like Athletic Works, that for example, this is a brand that's actually auto ungated. So even if you're a brand new Amazon seller, you can sell this item right now. There's also brands like Stafford, Red Heart, lots of other examples of brands that are auto ungated for you. So I'm just going to take away as many excuses as possible here. And let's dive in, and just based on the fact that these people have been smart enough to source these auto ungated name brand opportunities, they're going to have some other opportunities. And as we're diving in through here, we're going to use some of those extra profit boosting hacks. The real reason why a lot of people look through storefronts, even if you've done this before and you haven't found much, we're going to break down why you probably haven't found much, right? So let's start from the top here and see what we can find. So as I'm looking through every item I want to sell on Amazon, I'm able to quickly see all of the different categories and brands that these sellers sell. I can also look at the max cost option on the SellerAmp storefront view here. This basically quickly lets me know what I need to pay for this item in order for me to make a profit. And the better you get at answering that question mentally without having to dig in and do your homework and find coupons and all that kind of stuff, the more efficient Amazon seller you're going to be. And that just comes with time, which honestly brings me to another big reason why a lot of people fail on Amazon. They don't give themselves time, right? Think about your favorite skill that you're really good at. You did not learn it in a week. You didn't learn it in 2 weeks. You probably didn't even learn it in a month, right? At least for me, I know it took me well over a month to get really comfortable with sourcing products. First off, be patient with yourself. And we're also going to need some kind of profit boosting hacks throughout the process to make some money here. And of course, I'll be showing you those. So if we don't know if we can buy this for $8.76 here in this case, let's just go ahead and hit the Google button and we can quickly answer that question for ourselves. So I'm going to go to the shopping tab of Google. That's usually pretty helpful. And let's see. So it seems like this is actually a $10 game at Walmart, which is interesting. That's a little bit cheaper than I would have expected, but we can go ahead and plug this in on SellerAmp. And just based on the max cost option, we already know that this is not going to be super profitable, but just so you can see how this works, right? So if we're buying this for $9.99, sells for $20.44, we actually do make a profit, but it's not quite enough profit for my taste. You can also see down here on the charts, you can see there's been quite a few new sellers hopping on this listing. So that makes total sense. When you're digging in and starting to source these products on Amazon, you just need to reference the SellerAmp data as far as product research goes. And in this example, you can see a pretty classic example of lots of new sellers came on this listing. There used to be 6 sellers down there. Now there is 55. And then only one thing can happen, right? When there's that many new sellers on a listing, the price went down and it used to be profitable, but it's not quite profitable anymore, right? So let's go ahead and keep on looking. Maybe that becomes profitable in the future, but let's see what other items we can make profitable here. This is a 29-cent max cost. There's no way we're buying that for 29 cents. So one of those ways where we're able to save a little bit of time there. Let's hit the Google button. Let's see. So these bras right here, these are usually like 23 to 17 bucks. A lot of times when you are close to profit, we can go in and create some profit on these items. That's the big thing. I mean, you'll understand how that works when we actually come across and create profit on an item. Another big reframe, if Amazon is feeling difficult for you, it's because you're trying to find profitable items. You're not making them profitable, right? So through this process, I don't really care if this max cost option isn't just immediately showing up on Google. In fact, I don't really want it to, because then it becomes easier for everyone to hop on that listing. And the same thing happens with that video game, right? It's too easy to find. Lots of people hopped on, and we want the items where we make our margin, right? We don't want to find our margin. I'll show you what that means as we're continuing to dig on through here. So let's see, these boxers, we're buying them for $15.41 to be profitable. Let's see. So this is 19 bucks. So we might be able to create some profit here. Let's see if that is the case. So we've got black and then red and blue, all that kind of stuff. Let's see. So this listing has a lot of the black versions here. So the most expensive one is 35 bucks. So usually I'm just trying to see on these different sizes and different options, is there anything that's like more expensive than normal? Those are obviously going to be the easier ones for me to create some margin on. And then we're buying these for 19 bucks. So once again, not quite profitable enough, but let's dive in and I'll show you one of the major ways that I'm able to create profit on an item. That's going to be with discounted gift cards. So Card Bear is great. It's a free website that basically shows you the cheapest places to get gift cards all across the internet. And in this case, I can see we are able to buy buy discounted money at Walmart, but it's only 2.5%. I've definitely seen it be a lot higher in the past. Usually it's around 6 to 10%. You can see there in the past. It was super high there for a little bit recently, but basically the way it works is you pay $480 in this case for a $500 gift card, and then you instantly get to include that in your profit margin basically. So in this case, I don't think a 2.5% discount is going to be enough. We want to usually be around like a 30% ROI at least. One thing I can do though is go to the variations tab on Keepa down here. Let's see. So we got this like blue, red, black, and I can quickly check and see if any of those are more expensive. Let's see, blue, black, red, same thing. We just put in a different order there. These are like $35. The rest of them are like $30. No worries. Let's keep on chugging on to the next item here. So that's the item we started with just as an example. So we don't want to look at those. See, we got like some Carter's onesies or something like that. And let's see. So this is potentially interesting. So I want to check that out. You can see 1092 right there. Let's see. Could be the same thing. Or those are, I think our source, our Amazon listing is sleeveless because I see, yeah, so sleeveless right there. So I definitely want to check these out here. Yeah, so sleeveless, see all the different sizes. So it's up to $24. So this could be interesting actually. So we can sell these newborn ones for $24 right there. And then see if there's any other options. So the Carter's website themselves has them for 16. Is there any kind of coupons or anything like that? Another thing as far as creating our profit margin, right? Kind of the theme of the video is you create your profit margin. That's why most Amazon sellers fail, is we can look at coupons like this. So we can go ahead and use what's called a catch-all email or just like a simple Gmail trick. I think we're going to need more than 15% off here, but just in case it ever is helpful, you go, let's say your email is at mark@gmail.com. We're able to create a 15% off coupon code. And then I know I used to think I had to make new emails and that kind of thing to get the discount and add the profit, that kind of thing. But you can actually just put a plus and then whatever you want. And that's going to redirect to whatever is before the plus sign. So it's just like a simple Gmail trick. You don't have to set up anything to do that. And as far as Carter's is concerned, they're going to send us a new 15% off code. So in this, I know we're buying this for 16 coupon codes, not going to get us quite cheap enough. This is a lot more interesting though. So I see these pack of 5 for $10.92, and then the newborn size is selling for $24. So let's see if we can create some profit here, right? We're not finding profit as Amazon sellers, we create it. So let's see, Macy's, we can actually get a 14% discount on our money. It seems like from arbitrage card right there. So let's see, with that $10.92 buy cost, and then we have a 14% discount. So you can do times 0.86 in this case because it's a 14% discount. That's how my brain works. If your brain works with minus 14%, you do either way. However you calculate it, we are making some profit here, right? So this newborn size right here is selling for 24 over our ideal profit and ROI. In this case, all lighting up green here. Let's see, is the 3 months profitable enough? Yeah, so for me, I usually look for a minimum of $3 profit. So it's right at that cutoff, but I'll take it. That's why we set those criteria. So there's two quick examples there. So the newborn and the 3-month size is pretty interesting there. And then another way we can go ahead and create more profit in our business. This is not something that I would include in your margin, but there's no reason to ignore it, right? So you can go and basically every website that's legit will have some kind of cashback service link. For example, on Macy's, if I plug that into Cashback Monitor, this is going to show me who has the highest cashback rates for this website. And in this case, I can see Be Frugal, Rebates Me, Retail Me Not. These are all offering 10% cashback. So the reason why I don't include this in my margin is because it doesn't always pay out. For me, in my purchases, I'd say it's 60 to 75% of the time, somewhere around there. But I don't want to make a purchase that relies on that happening and then the retailer just doesn't pay out for whatever reason. Just treat it like bonus money for your business. And in this case, you can see 10% back right there. That's not too bad. If we're going in on these items, in this case, we're spending like $10-ish, we get basically $1 back in our pocket on that. So I will definitely take some extra free money on that. And then once you've identified these profitable opportunities, another thing that tends to make a lot of profit for me is going off those similar opportunities. So in this case, I think this is a decent example of that concept, right? Because we know that there was a 6-pack that was profitable for around $9. Why don't we go ahead and check out this? Just because it has like the sleeves on it doesn't necessarily mean it won't be profitable. And as an Amazon seller, I'm always looking for, I like to call it adjacent opportunity. So we know that the ones without sleeves are profitable, or the ones with sleeves profitable. And to do that, I can hit the SellerAmp button up here, and that is going to take that title and search it on Amazon for me. So in this case, I can see all the different options for what this item might be listed under. And then I want to check out some of these different variations here and see which listing it's actually under. So it's like different colors and stuff there. Let's see, Simple Joys. So yeah, this is probably it right here. I'm not sure this is going to be profitable, but I just want to stress that once you find an opportunity that is profitable, you're usually going to find some other kind of similar opportunities, right? In this case, if we go to that item that we already know is profitable and we know where they sourced it from, there's probably a good chance that if we look through some of these storefronts, see this person sells 6 Carter's items. Let's just see if I can prove the concept here. There's probably a good chance that they might have also bought some of these from Macy's or Carter's or one of those. Let's see. So $12, we know we can get 15% off there, but we need to buy these for $8. So it's not going to be quite there. Once again, I'm just quickly checking here and seeing if we can prove the concept. So this seller has 6 Carter's items. See, $9.31 for some underwear here. See, those are going for 16. But like I said, just find those similar opportunities. And then another way that most sellers are massively underrating their ability to become part of that top percent of Amazon sellers that actually goes on and succeeds, how to create some profit margin now. But now that we've found an opportunity, looking at a lot of these products, there's no reason why you can't share some of these opportunities with another smart Amazon seller, another smart person that you also want to get some ideas from, right? I know that was massive for me in my personal Amazon business. I got stuck around like 25, 30K a month, finding some items like this, doing it on my own. But as soon as I started putting myself out there and talking with other Amazon sellers, it turns out you're not the crazy one. You're the person that's actually trying to make life better for yourself. You're trying to work hard and do things that are a little bit out of the box, right? You talk to somebody in your hometown, and even if they're supportive of you, they're like, you're buying 20 packs of these onesies. Why are you doing that? But if you're doing stuff like some of my friends, Ryan, for example, Ryan's done an awesome job of documenting his progress as an Amazon seller. And maybe he's watching this video, he's probably off sourcing products, talking with some other people he's already been able to network with. But just as a result of kind of sharing whatever he's been up to, you can see he's just like posting his sales, sharing what he's winning on, sharing what he's struggling on, all that kind of stuff. And then this actually led him to lots of other smart Amazon sellers that you're able to source products with, you're able to bounce ideas off of, that kind of thing. I just interviewed one of his friends who was able to do $100,000 in his first 4 months. Good friends with Ryan, that kind of thing. And a lot of that growth for both these guys is just from putting themselves out there, right? So a ton of opportunity is hogged by the people who will take my advice here. I know of the percentage of you guys that want to be the small percentage of winners, even less of you are going to take me seriously on this. So you're going to hog a ton of opportunity if you are the one putting yourself out there and meeting other Amazon sellers. Another example, Drew, awesome guy. He's been able to find a bunch of success on Amazon. In his first 4 months, he also sold about 100 grand on Amazon, and he's still documenting his progress, sharing what he's up to with lots of other people. And you can even see he's tagging lots of people that have probably helped him grow his business. He's helping them grow their business, and there's no reason to hog all these opportunities. You can share a product to lead. You can say, hey, I got an IP complaint. I need help with ungating this brand. And other Amazon sellers want to help you because I know you want to do the exact same thing. You want that network. And the easiest way to do that is just putting yourself out there on social media, DM other people who seem interesting, share a little bit about what you're up to, and you're going to get the exact same thing. And if you're taking this step of the process seriously, drop a comment down below. I'm sure there'd be some good networking going on. Drop an Instagram handle, that kind of thing. And I'll give you guys the opportunity down below to start reaching out to each other and making some money together as well. But I've seen it time and time again in my business and thousands of other Amazon seller businesses. There's basically two things that actually grow your Amazon business. It's time sourcing products in a smart way while you're creating margin, and it's making friends with other Amazon sellers. There's a lot of things that feel like fake progress, so don't fall for that fake progress. Chase that real progress, and let us know if you have any questions, comments, anything like that down below. We're always happy to help you guys out. If this was helpful, hit that subscribe button for helping you guys out for free as well. And then if you want to see some more product research where we're sourcing products live with you, click this video right here.